Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to an episode of CSGO News. I opened my email this morning on my phone from an email from OPSkins. One of their staff managers sent me an email, and you guys are not going to believe what OPSkins sent me. I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to be sharing this with all of you guys, but here's a screenshot on screen, and it says, "Dear Jake, subject line, regarding your string of bad luck. Hey Jake, we saw your video. I have credited your account with $250. Better luck next time with mystery skins. Thanks for using OPSkins." I feel like I've been bribed, and I want you guys to know right now it was not a sponsored video, but it's so funny they actually had the community outreach to look at my video and actually see it. And again, thank you guys all for the great response to that video, but I was not sponsored for that, and I highly recommend you still look at that video before you actually use OPSkins mystery skins, because the chance of you making money is still very slim. Even though they credited my account, I'm going to tell you guys the truth, okay? It feels like dirty money. Anyway, now on to the official episode of CSGO News. Thank you to OPSkins for being generous with me, but that still does not mean I feel so guilty. And first off, today's episode of CSGO News, just yesterday with another CSGO update, one of those lines of text that really matter for us in this actual instance, guys, was this line of text on the screen right now for all of you. It said reduced packet lost, and many people assumed actually this is going to fix the instant diffuse and instant explosion problem we had for the last week or so. This glitch was first exposed on this channel about 5 days ago. Ever since this update though, I can tell you all within 48 hours, I have yet to receive any DMs or any emails about this still being a problem in matchmaking or casual matches. So going forward, it seems that Valve devs have actually worked out this glitch and fixed this instant diffuse, instant explosion glitch within 1 week's time. That's a great response time for this kind of thing, especially a glitch that could be heavily exploited. So great job, Valve devs, and it seems as of right now the bomb glitches are done for the time being. And also in those updates, guys, they did fix the knife deploy times. We actually shout out to 3Click Phil. I'll show his video on screen for all of you and link it down below for all of you as well. He pointed this out 3 weeks ago about knife deploy time. Some knives actually deploy faster than others. The animations take longer for some knives. Now all those knives have been updated with this latest CSGO update to deploy at the same time. Each and every knife will take 1 second to deploy. So again, shout out to 3Click Phil. I'll link his video down below for all of you. And it's really great to see Valve devs actually prioritizing these updates where they kind of put on the back burner this knife thing, because obviously knife deploy time is not near as important as a matchmaking and casual bug there with a bomb instant diffuse and explosion glitch. So it's great to see Valve devs doing great work, and those are 2 solid updates this past week. And before I get to this next story, I want to tell you all time markers are down below for you guys if you don't have any interest in the stories I'm talking about. I do want to show you all the new Chinese CSGO skins. I'll link all these files down below for all of you. As many of you know, back in April 18th, we had the new Chinese CSGO version released on the mainland servers over in China. So I'll link all these down below for all of you guys. I wanted to show you the differences because many Chinese skins cannot be the same as many CSGO skins we currently have in every other server. A lot of things like skulls and other things are actually banned over on the Chinese mainland. So I'll show you screenshots of those on screen, and again, they'll be linked down below for all of you. But also bouncing off this, guys, about Chinese CSGO, we now have CSGO, or esports in general, going to be a sport for the Asian 2022 games. Now what I mean by that is the Asian games are actually equivalent to an Olympic event for Asian residents only. So it's going to be cool to see this actually going to be hosted in 2022, kind of a hard thing to say, in Hangzhou, China, for all the Asian players over there, and esports will be a featured game. Now why I'm telling you all of this is because many months ago on CSGO News I told you all that CSGO and esports in general might be a sport for the Olympic Games coming up sometime soon in 2020, but this certainly has not been a step so far. As of right now, I want to update all of you guys, there is currently no petition for esports to be a part of the 2020 Olympic Games, but this is certainly a step in the right direction with other countries, especially a large country and continent like Asia, stepping it up for 2022. So we can hope as of right now a petition will start sometime soon, and if it does, I'll certainly keep all of you guys updated. If esports is coming to 2020 Olympics, we're going to start a movement on this channel. Now if it's not 2020, we can wait 4 more years, but that's a long wait. So I'll let you guys all know how that actually updates, but certainly for the 2022 Asian Games and that going on over there, it's certainly a step in the right direction for esports going forward. And before we get into our last episode for today's episode of CSGO News, I do want to briefly share some random stories with all of you. The first of which is about Twitch streamer many of you guys know about these past few weeks. We've been talking a lot about him. Loop, the partially deaf and blind player, has now signed his Twitch partnership contract, so a sub button will be coming soon for all of him. Now what this means for the future of him and Envious organization, Envious obviously offered him a full-time streaming contract just last week as well. We'll have to speculate what's going to happen in the future with that, and hopefully give you guys more news and updates on that coming sometime soon as to how that's going to move along, and if he will actually sign and become the first disabled person to sign with Envious organization, especially a guy who's plays CSGO with his disabilities. So it's going to be cool to see how that goes in the future, and the community backing for that guy has been insane this past week. But also I want to briefly touch touch on as well why you guys should not be using Kickback.com for the time being. One of the more popular CSGO websites out there in general this past year or so. Kickback.com has a large following. I want you guys to know at this point in time and going forward, you should not use their website. Now, for two main reasons. The first of which, their customer response times seem to be heavily delayed. What I've heard from several people contacting me, their customer response times are automated, so not an actual person is talking to these people. It's oftentimes robots, and they're kind of pulling the old gambling scheme where they're trying to, respond as late as possible and respond with such big delays that if you have like a small amount of money on the website, you're often going to forget about it and move on and just go on with your lives. Now, some people who've contacted me have $50, $100, couple $100 on Kickback.com they cannot withdraw, which is a big problem. Now, their second problem with the website right now is they seem to be restocking their website only about once a month. Once they restock, those items get out of the website as often as possible because so many thousands of people have the same problem where they can only withdraw about once a month the items they actually want. So once they restock, people are withdrawing those items so fast, and then yet again you have to wait another month or so before items are actually on the site. So a big problem right now, very, very lacking website out there. So just be careful using the website, okay? I really don't care what websites you guys use, but if you're going to use a website and get scammed by it, or you feel like you're getting scammed by it, I'm going to warn you all about it. So going forward, just be skeptical when you do use Kickback.com, or give it some leniency and time-wise. You're not going to be able to use this website and get your skins back as fast as possible. Just a warning for all of you guys going forward. I have had several friends also tell me Kickback.com is great, but for some of you guys out there as well, it's not so great. So just use it at your own risk. And lastly, for today's episode, the short episode of CSGO News, and do forgive me guys, I've been really stressed out with school lately, been on the road as well, and really busy these past few weeks, but don't worry, I will be going full-time soon and have a lot more news for all of you coming soon. For our last story today though, we do have a team known as Force of Nature, obviously a lower tier team out there, not too many people know about them, but they are the first instance I've actually had outside of ESEA and Face It of a racist story. Now what I mean by racist story is not necessarily, it depends on the context of the situation, but one of their members actually has this name on their roster. Yes, the N-word is his name in the actual game of CSGO. So a lot of people complain in the community as to why this team was allowed to compete with this guy having this kind of name. Now obviously there's a lot of speculation out there as well with the ending. Some people thinking the ending two letters of that word really make a difference. We'll have to see in the near future if they actually are forced to change their names. Now obviously we haven't had too many instances like this in the past. We haven't had too many players out there with edgy names, so we'll have to see in the future what Valve and other tournament organizers do to change these kind of things, if they make it or enforce these players to change their names. As always, hope you guys all enjoyed. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. I will see you guys all hopefully in a couple days with more CSGO news videos. I've been really busy this week and next week. This week is kind of finals week before next week is the official finals week. It's hard to describe. A lot of stuff going on these next 2 weeks, so very, very busy. Thank you all for the great support, all the comments, all the likes. You guys have been amazing these last few videos. Please leave a comment on this video though. I'll try and reply to a lot of them as soon as I can. So as always, live, love, laugh, love. Remember, I like